Hey, Spencer. Okay, let's go over these things. So, this entails a 3 to 4 man crew out there with our trucks, skid steer or skid steers, ditch witch, implements, everything necessary to quickly and effectively carry this job out. That's what we have in the field. We also have people that are organizing plants and doing their thing in the background. I would compare it to at a restaurant. The only person that you see is the waiter or waitress, but there's a whole lot more going on back in the kitchen. And although this is the only thing that you would see in the field, there's a whole lot more going on back at the office to support our team and our crew. Originally, my understanding of the beach was that the hardscape crew was going to do that. I do not have that in this estimate, but if we take out the grass and we put some of that money, this is certainly not as much as the grass area. We can certainly get that in there. Also, there was a couple other things that would cut down on the number of days that were there. I anticipate somewhere between 12 and 15 days to do this installation. So that's where I'm coming up with my numbers on this. So let's come down to this next paragraph right here about the repetition and hydrangeas, grasses, and things like that. So if you look through my estimate on every different part that I address in my design, I have a repetition represented by these blue dots of landscape elements in that. Now, I do have accents. And these accents are no different. If you go into a hotel, you will see probably similar carpet throughout. You'll see a similar paint scheme throughout. But maybe you're sitting down at the table and there's a unique vase or there's a unique feature. Things that grab your interest and make you go, oh, wow, this is a beautiful place. And that's what these things are about. Now, we can certainly cut them down, we can cut them out. Just know that there's that freedom. But my intent is to give you a landscape that your clients will be absolutely amazed and enthralled by. They will find it to be a very fascinating place. Keep on going, and we're still repeating things. Now, I noticed in the designs that you sent back to me, there was pretty much nothing but hydrangea. The reason why I ask you if you are open for the winter is because in the winter, based on those designs that you sent back, this is what people would be looking at. And that's why I put in here the azaleas, the gardenia, and I picked a grass that still looks good, even though it's dormant. It still looks good in the wintertime, and that's the heavy metal panicum. So once I understood that you are open during the winter, I did integrate those elements in there. Even with the daylilies, there are a number of semi-evergreen daylilies that I do see in the winter. So that is an option. Now, they're obviously not going to be in bloom, but they still can have some structure. They will still have elements in the landscape that look good. Other thing, I have studied many resorts and the landscapes at those resorts, and this is a very southern plant, daylily, and it is something that at your peak season, summertime, these will be in their full glory, and that's why I put those in there. Happy to take them out, but the reasoning and the thought process that I have based on going to other cities like Jacksonville, Panama City, Pensacola, and looking at what other much higher end landscape companies are doing in those resorts, that's what I see in there. Let me talk a little bit about the 7 gallon versus the 3 gallon. If you have the money in the budget to get nothing but 7 gallon, then hey, let's do it. But by putting fewer 7 gallon plants in there, these are the issues that I see coming up. One, you have more space between these plants. More space means more pine straw. It means more light getting in here, and it means the opportunity for more weeds to flourish. In Jacksonville, Florida, I toured a $5 million landscape job that was designed and installed by a $1 billion landscape company. And I was amazed to see that they had lots and lots of 3 gallon plants. There is an advantage between having a high density of plants versus larger plants. The other thing that I look at based on the experience that I have is that if one of those plants dies, if you spread them out more, if one dies, it's going to take a lot longer, if not at all, for it to fill in. But if you see in this example where I've made these examples die, it fills in much more quickly. So there's reasoning based on my experience for me doing what I'm doing. I'm also very aware of your budget, and I try to put things in that are as sensitive and respectful of that budget as possible. I put in 1 gallon grasses instead of 3 gallon grasses. The reason why is because after about a month or so, definitely after 6 months, you just can't really tell the difference. And I would rather put in more of one variety than fewer of one variety. It saves you money and it creates a much more full image. On the wholesale plant cost, this is the approximate unit cost that I'm putting these items in for. It is a great reduction of what we normally install them for. These are jobs that we did back in 2025. This is our normal unit cost for these jobs. This cost represents what is necessary for me to buy the plant, support my infrastructure, pay my people, and do all the things that's necessary in a business. I put your plants in at a discount, and no doubt there's not a warranty, but if you look at this analysis where we're normally doing a 3.5 to 4 markup, this job would end up being this much. But I've discounted this job because it's a large job. We're in one place. We don't have a lot of mobilization, and I'm able to give you a better price on that for those reasons. So there is no doubt some markup, but at the end of the day, I'm putting plants in at a much discounted price from what we normally do for our clients. What else did I want to show you on this? So if your expectation on this job is that we're just going to dig some holes and stick plants in them, then I know that this kind of an arrangement will meet those expectations. We expect something much higher out of what we're producing. There's a lot more to this job than just digging a few holes and sticking some plants in it. A whole lot more. Our day starts at 6:30. It will start before we have anybody showing up on your job actually doing the work. Although I have a 3 to 4 man crew out there, there will be more people doing that job than what you see in the field. It's just like at a restaurant, the only person you see dealing with food is the waiter or waitress, but there's a lot more people actually making that plate of food come together. And although there's only 3 to 4 people out in the field doing this job, there's more people supporting them. But if your expectation is just to, do some landscaping, then this kind of arrangement will work out very, very well. But the price I've given is a discounted price, and if your expectations and desires are of this, then I don't want to do anything to disrupt. I can. You're my boss if you choose to go that route. But these are our normal prices. I've already discounted them, and this is a business, and I also operate a business, and those are the prices that I'll need to stick with to do this if we're going to do this business. So give me your thoughts, and we'll see where we go from here. Thank you so much.